Hi, this is Supriyo SP Chatterjee, and this video is in response to Michael's Facebook and SharePoint integration posting that he made in his blog as well as Facebook. And this video is also in response to Ernest, who had a counterpoint about the Facebook and SharePoint integration. And Ernest has some very good perspectives regarding why it should not be, whereas I take the position that the integration of Facebook with SharePoint is inevitable. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. I disagree with Ernest, and I'll raise my argument really based on numbers. The first premise very simply is, if you look at the demographics of Facebook, the demographics of Facebook is astounding. The entire Facebook demographics has changed profusely. It's no longer for the teenagers, so to speak. It has moved up. It's not similar to MySpace, which is really the teenager and 18 and under. What has happened in Facebook is the audience growth is it's grown tremendously. The biggest demographic sector that is really the women over 55, and the growth rate is something like almost 140% plus in this past 3 to 4 months. So when you're looking at the demographics, you're looking at a demographics that has a high disposable income, that has high purchasing power. And these are the economic factors that will attract the Enterprise 2.0, that will attract the businesses. And this is very crucial. So you got to, number one, keep in mind what are the demographics for Facebook, what's your audience, which are the different segments that will attract the businesses to go after the demographics. That's number one, and that's very critical. Number two is you look at the Enterprise 2.0 itself. I have an illustration here from an article that was posted very recently by Dion Hinchcliffe in ZDNet. I'm going to include the reference to this article along with this video when I pass it on to Michael. Basically, if you look at, I'm sorry this is not in color, but it's fairly legible. And if you look at this one over here, right here, this segment here is your Enterprise 2.0, which basically goes up and down the enterprise, from product development right down to the back office out here. And if you look at social media in the enterprise, that's the overlap of marketing and product development right there. So if you're looking at a demographics of 200 million people, and it's still growing, you have an excellent opportunity here to have your marketing people and your product development people come together and then talk to your customer. And how do you talk to your customer? You get your Enterprise 2.0, talk to Facebook. Now, how does SharePoint come into this picture? Very simply, SharePoint is one of the leading portal, call it content management system, or call it even an internal Facebook within the enterprise. It's a #1 software right now in the Fortune 1000 companies. So here you have a natural fit of SharePoint running in here, and then you have product development and marketing and sales talking to the Facebook client. Facebook is just one stop out there. I mean, today it's Facebook, tomorrow, not tomorrow, you can also include Twitter in this equation. So what is important here basically is that you have SharePoint running within the enterprise, and at the same time an integration with Facebook will allow your internal staff, be it product development, be it marketing, be it sales, and very importantly, customer service. Talk directly to your customers, to your demographics, to your out in Facebook. So this is why I feel that an integration of SharePoint and Facebook, it's not important, it is inevitable. It is absolutely inevitable. It's going to happen a lot sooner than you think. Number two I want to add is recently there has some facilities like Facebook Connect, OpenID, and so on that will allow you to integrate Facebook with OpenID systems. Basically, it's like a single sign-on system. Facebook Connect, which will allow you to add on to your own website. I would strongly suggest, I'm quite sure Microsoft's looking into this, is to take your Live ID, which is still very prevalent across all Microsoft-related websites, is to take Live ID, very similar to Facebook Connect, and have Live ID talk to Facebook. And that kind of integration will just open up many doors. One of the biggest strengths of SharePoint, very simply, is that it is a very open platform where third-party developers like me, we can develop solutions, we can develop add-ons, we can develop applications, we can make SharePoint talk to SAP ERP, which I did for a big client over here in Connecticut. So things like that. So you could take literally data from your back office over here, your customer sales data, or whatever else you might have, your CRM, and have that go via SharePoint, via your Enterprise 2.0, and talk to Facebook, talk to your customers. Because this is really relationship marketing. It is a two-way, it is really a two-way conversation between Facebook and your enterprise. And that is why I feel the integration of SharePoint with Facebook is inevitable. Thank you very much for your time.